beautiful people. Good evening. Welcome back to our channel. Hey guys, good afternoon. Welcome. Oh my god. Welcome. Happy Thursday. I said I wasn't going to be here today, didn't I? And yet here I am. Now wow. Wahala no dey finish. Wahala no dey finish. Nigerians say wahala be like bicycle. Now be this in-law matter. I always salute. I hope people have their notification on. So they won't say, Auntie B, you say you will come today. You say you come on Friday. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized that Friday will not work. So I quickly switched it to today. In fact, I just set it up not even 30 minutes. I just figured out that, you know what, it's going to work better. Yes. Jax, babe. Emma Binu. Emma. Sometimes it's like that. I didn't know I was going to be here, but Cherry ọ̀rọ̀ in-laws yìí, it's deeper than what we thought tí ó. Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ó gùn, ó gba sùúrù. It's deeper. So, a few days ago, we did that show where I was sharing with you guys some videos. One was a dramatization. I understand it's from a movie. And the other one, I think, is a real life situation because I've seen it floating around on social media. Oh, I forgot. So we made commentary about that video. We're discussing it about mother-in-laws. And since then, I kid you not, my people, my DM has been flooded. It's like opening another can of worm again with people complaining, talking about in-laws palaver. So the one we want to focus on tonight is siblings in-law. I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know it was that deep. Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome back. There's a lot of learning tonight, especially when you have a good woman, you have a good wife. Brothers, if you have a good wife who wants your prosperity, they want you to succeed in the abroad. Please don't play with that woman. No, don't play with that wife. It is not every woman that wants the prosperity of their husband. That's the truth. Some women they want to succeed, and whether the man succeeds or not, they don't care. So when you see a woman who is, basically doing everything she can to ensure your prosperity together as a couple, better thank God. Welcome everybody. Give us a thumbs up as you are coming in. This in-law matter is very, very deep. I think we're just going to be going through it because, okay, so the one we're sharing tonight is the one I had in mind before to share with you guys. And another one now, this one, she even told me, say, Auntie B, I want to come. I want to come and use my mouth to narrate this story because I think for her, the marriage is over now and she's got nothing to hide anymore. And she's like, Auntie B, I want to come forward and tell my story, how my in-laws ruined my marriage. My husband and I never had any issues. We didn't have any problem. But here we are. Welcome, everybody. Good evening. Yes, let's just give people some time to get in. While we are waiting for the fam to join, why don't you just go back if you haven't given us a thumbs up and like it. Give us a like. Yeah, give us a thumbs up. Share if you can. Give us a super chat if you can. God bless you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So we are going to be looking through it. So I will start with the last show that we did about the in-laws one. Okay, let me start from that one because there's something I want to bring out there. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Yeah, let me share my screen with you guys. Don't know if you can see. Okay, let me remove this so you can see what I'm showing you guys. What God has joined together, let no in-laws put us under. In-laws, do not put us under. Oh, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ torí Ọlọ́run. Don't. No, that's not what I want to share. This is the one I want to share. Screen. Is that it? No, that's not it. Share screen. Okay. Yeah, this is the one I want to share. So this is the one that we did. I think it was on Tuesday that we did before you bring your mother-in-law to the abroad. Okay. Can you see my screen? There's a comment here that I want to show you guys because I screenshotted it and posted it on my Instagram. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it. It generated a lot of conversation. Uh-huh. So I think it's this one because I did put my comment there. Okay. So I'm going to start from here. When we did that show, we were calling out bad behavior generally, whether it's the mother-in-law or daughter-in-law. I said, please, there should be mutual respect and there should be boundaries. And we concluded on that show that it is the responsibility of the husband as a man and the head of the family to ensure that everybody knows their position, they know their place, and they behave. So as a wife, I don't need to tell you, if your mother raised you well, you already know that you don't disrespect elders. So you are supposed to respect your mother-in-law, your father-in-laws, and anybody that is older than you. That is the way I was raised. And I know that majority of us that grew up in Nigeria were raised that way. Especially if you grew up in, you know, southeast Nigeria, west, the respect is there. You have to respect your elders. Okay? Because age is not something you can use money to buy. No matter how rich you are, you cannot buy age. You can't be 30 now. You say, oh, tomorrow I want to wake up and be 40. If you like, be Elon Musk or be Dangote. It's not possible. You cannot achieve it. That's why age is respected. And age is also commonly linked to wisdom and experience, even though we know it doesn't follow sometimes. Okay? Right. So, my people, there was a comment on that show and it was by Dishes by Chi. She said, Nigerian men, it's your responsibility to protect your wife from your miserable, evil, frustrated moms. I don't know why she said that. That's a very disrespectful comment. I don't really know why she said that. Some people were quite, they were quite rude in the comment section that day. I remember I was telling somebody who was saying, calling mother-in-laws witch. I said, please, would you like to be called a witch? Because you see, the way I see life is that you need to put yourself in the position of others. If you are a grown woman, you have children, you have sons. If you're not a mother-in-law already, you're going to be a grandmother someday. Do you really want your daughter-in-law to call you a witch? So, I mean, people assume that all mother-in-laws are evil, but that's not true. A lot of people are enjoying good relationship with their in-laws. We are not talking about that. We are only talking about the ones that need to have a rethink about how they treat their daughter-in-laws. All right? Maybe it's just the way they experience their own in-laws as well. Maybe this is what they think is right. That, when you see your daughter-in-law as an outsider, that's where I'm going to tonight. Your daughter-in-law is the outsider. You marry somebody and bring them to the family, you say the person is not your family. I don't understand it. A lot of our brothers don't believe that their wife is the number one person in their life. So that is where I'm going to. I'm not going to that rude comment. The reason why I didn't delete it is because of, this other comment underneath it. Ordinarily, I would delete a comment like that. I don't like people that talk like that because you can see she's rude and very disrespectful. So underneath it is where I'm going to. There's a guy called Shazo. He put a comment there and he said, talking trash. When you put your hands on my mother, you're fighting my mother. He said, wife can go. All right, this is where I'm going to. Wife can go, but family remain forever. Wife can go, but family remain forever. That's what Shazo said. That caught my attention. Wife can go, but family remains forever. So I'm thinking, who is family? So your wife is not part of your family. Then I read more. He said, for me, I'm in the States now. I'm hustling to know whether I can buy a house to bring my mom to live with me, to live here with me. My mom sacrificed everything to get me here. There's a lot of, it doesn't matter. She was a single mother who did everything for me not to feel certain way. I never knew my father for once. And then he said, woe betide my wife, any wife that disrespect my mother. I'm all she got. I have to take care of her during her old age. If you love me, if you love, then he said, if you love my mother, you will love me. Okay? Me, I always pay attention to what people are saying. No, I pay attention. He didn't say, if you love me, you will love my mother. He said, if you love my mother, you will love me. There's a problem with that. Okay? Because as much as you love your mother, she's a single mother, she raised you, she sacrificed and did everything for you. There's a place for your mother. And I'm not saying people shouldn't take care of their mothers. I'm so grateful to God that I had the chance to take care of my mother before, she went to be with the Lord. We are raised with that culture of looking after our parents. Anyway, it's only a bad child that you grow up and you forget your siblings, especially the you forget your parents, especially parents that sacrifice for you. It is a cultural, it comes with us everywhere you go in the world. Before you see a Nigerian, adult that will be making it and forget their family is hard. That means something happened to them. It's a cultural thing. We take care of our parents. That's part of how we're raised. But you don't say, if you love my mother, you will love me. No, it is, if you love me, then that love should extend to my mother. So I can see that this guy, there's something not quite right with him. So I put a comment there. And I said to him, I say, Shazomo, I say divorce awaiting you. You can see all my exclamation there. Plenty exclamation. I say, your wife is your family. You better marry your mother and don't even bother to make any woman's life miserable with your mindset. So I screenshotted it and I put it on my Instagram. There was a lot of comments there. He kept coming back and forth and was talking about, how he doesn't mean it that way. It's just that the mother suffered for him and all that. I say, yeah. Okay, let me read this one again. He came back and said, it wouldn't be a problem if I tell any woman I'm marrying about my situation. I owe it to my sleeve. I think it means I owe it to myself. My mom is a good woman. Anybody I love, she gonna follow suit. Okay? I know her very well. It's very disrespectful to talk back to an elderly woman. I agree. I can't shout this. I can't. It's difficult to read though. I can't disrespect my wife mother though. No matter the provocation, I'll kindly go through my spouse to pass any information and feel uncomfortable with. So I think he's making he's making some sense here. He's saying that you should respect your mother-in-law, even if she's wrong. Go through your husband and things like that, which is right. Okay, but where he got me was like when he said in his opening statement, he said, "Wives can come and go, but family is forever." Hmm. That kind of, it didn't sit well with me because that is a mindset that some people have. They don't consider their wife as their family. And I'm thinking, so who is your family if your wife is not your family or your husband is not your family? So there's this mindset that people have that their wives is outsider. And that is why we are talking about what we are talking about today now, because when you continue to treat your spouse as the outsider, well, that marriage is going to crash sooner or later. If you have the mindset that wives can come and go, or husband can come and go, but family, who is the family? Ejo? Who is the family? The first unit of the family, who are they? So I told him, I said, you know what? You have a lot of learning to do. I schooled him. I said, first of all, you see, I thank God for your mother. I thank God for the grace of, raising you as a single mother. But you have a lot of growing up to do. You are not even near ready. Don't even think about marriage because your mindset is already warped. You are not married yet. You're already seeing that a wife can come and go. You're seeing your wife as an outsider. So I told him, I said, you know what? I recommended YouTube channels that you will go and watch, Pastor Shola, Pastor K. I said, go and start attending marriage ceremony. You see this America that you say you are. You want to buy a house. That you want to bring your wife from Nigeria, your mother from Nigeria to come and live with you. See, you better live in that house with your mama. Je, je, je. Don't bother marrying anybody. You don't need to marry. I don't know whether people understand that. It is not compulsory to marry. Marriage is not compulsory. It is culture and our religion and tradition in Nigeria that enforces marriage. In some other parts of Africa, they don't see marriage as a big deal. And I'm not saying that marriage is not important, but when you have a mindset like this, see, this Chazo, if you are watching, you have a lot of learning to do, because now you feel like you are obligated to your mother. She suffered. You never knew your dad. And so I see a lot of, you already have some trauma growing up because your dad was not in your life and your mother had to be the father and the mother. I get you. I understand you. I empathize with you. But there's a place for your mother and there's a place for a wife. Because in your mind, you've already concluded that the house that you are even buying is for your mother. Any woman you marry and bring into that house will never be good enough. She will have to, she will lower herself so that you and your mother can ride her. And this is America. This is when you start hearing, you talked me out of my house. You put my bag outside. Hmm? So, yeah, there's a lot of things we need to unpick about when boys are raised by single mothers. What are you telling your son? What are the things that you are telling them? Are you preparing them to be adult that are healthy and can engage in mutually beneficial relationship, or you are training them to be your son husband? They are your sons, but they are taking the place of a husband in your life. So that any woman that comes in now will become an outsider. So that's some food for thought for you if you are raising sons by yourself. Ejo, as much as I know that it's not easy. Please don't raise sons that will become another woman's nightmare. If you have a daughter, you don't want your daughter to be married to a man who will see her as an outsider. May wives come and go. That mindset is deep. It is polluted. It would take a lot of education and unpicking to reprogram that young man. He's hustling to buy a house for his mother. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong in it. But if you meet another woman in the US now where you are, and she's a healthy woman who has healthy values, and her mindset is to build with my husband, how is it going to work when you are building for your mother? You are building for your family in Nigeria. And that is where I'm going to. Yeah. Junior said, mothers need to stop making their sons their husband. Yeah, it's sickening. You're right. Absolutely. So that is my starting point. So a woman jumped into my DM. Like I said, my DM has been very, very busy after that first show we did about in-laws. And she said, Auntie B, thank you very much. Let me read the verbatim, what she said. I didn't have time to screenshot it, and it's too long anyway. I'm just going to summarize. She said that her own issue is with her siblings' in-laws. This is a diasporan woman. She's a nurse. She said she married her husband and they never had problem. And she's the one that married the man from Nigeria. She said her husband is like a dream come true for her. They grew up together. They've known each other. She was the one that had the privilege to come abroad first. Then she went and married her husband from Nigeria. And they were living happily ever after. But the siblings, okay, this is what she said. She said that since she's been in the marriage, they have 2 children, that the siblings of her husband assume that any money that the man makes is their money. They demand quite a lot of money from him. He cannot say no. And when she told the husband that they should at least consider their own family first, invest in their future, in their children, he doesn't listen. He doesn't respond. And I said, okay, give me a little bit more. You've not given me enough. I want to know more about your situation. She said they've been married 17 years. And, they have 2 children. They are doing very well. She said, even though she makes a decent salary as a nurse, her husband makes more. But he cannot account for the money he's making. He can't spend it enough. So the summary is that he is financially irresponsible with spending because of spending to siblings in Nigeria. All his money is going to Nigeria. So he doesn't consider himself. He doesn't think about his own, his own growth, his own investment or anything. Every money he makes is for family. She said that they put their money together, their finances are together, right? And the man is a good man. But as long as he knows that she has money with her, until he spends that money, ara okimbale, he will shall find a way to send that money to Nigeria. Sha, it's like a D. I say, ah, ah. So they had a house, they were going to buy another property, but for where? It didn't work. In fact, they even managed to get one house. 50,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds, sponsoring family members, the children. She said one of my brother-in-law has 11 children. My people, how can a broke man have 11 children? But this is Nigeria for you. And now, because the man is got no job, and the only job he's doing is to be doing kerewa and having babies daily, the husband feels like it is my responsibility to educate all those children, including the sister-in-laws and all of them. They are plenty. I say, what? She said that there are 10 siblings. 10. Like, the mother-in-law had 10 children. And now one of them, who is the brother-in-law, has 11 children. I say, you people want to start a village. What is it? Is the Nigerian population not big enough? Is it not big enough? Eh? I'm not even looking at comment. The comments they are on fire. Be creative. Say, my husband has 2 properties and 2 lands built and brought under my nose in Nigeria without adding my name to any of the properties. Should I be worried? Should I confront him? We live here in the UK. Okay, that's a different matter. We don't know much about your situation to advise you based on that one sentence. Okay, there's a comment I'm looking for. I think Junior said something. Aha. Junior said, I live in Nigeria. These people don't care about you, your extended family, and not your immediate family. I block most of my extended family. They are leashes. Junior, I do like you. You say they are leashes. Yeah. Okay, let's carry on. The story never finished. Oh. This woman said, these people don't want my husband to prosper. My husband earns like almost twice my salary, but he has 0 savings. He doesn't save. As he's getting the money is filtering to Nigeria. That when she realized that he wasn't saving, she decided that, okay, now she's going to start saving. And she is very, very good at managing money. She saves, she's very frugal with her spending because all she's thinking about is their, growth as a family. She wants them to buy another property. This is a woman that is thinking about building your family to buy more properties in the UK, invest in the future, do things that will benefit you. So she said that the husband was not having it too. He went to Nigeria to go and celebrate birthday. He went and celebrated birthday for his mother, who is 80-something years old. They did a lavish party. He spent over 20,000 pounds doing party. After he finished doing party, 3 days later, Mama can't get stroke. So now, the money they kept aside for another thing is now pumping that money now to take care of Mama. Doing birthday party, lavishing money. I say, eh? She said so much expenses that the party, hospital bill, everything falls on them. That she has advised the husband, this one that you are doing is too much. At least you have other siblings. Let them try to help. Everything before they even say bring, before they say bring 10 pounds, you will bring 25. Meanwhile, you don't have a single savings. You don't have anything. Like you guys manage to have one house. If anything happens to you tomorrow, God forbid, but we need to think about eventuality. That's why we have life insurance and things like this. What if you can't work anymore? What are you going to live on? Have you saved enough for your children's college? Okay, this is UK, right? We have student finance. Good. But what if you decide that, okay, I don't want my children to collect that basic. I want to pay off their fees. People do it here. So it's all going back to this black tax. But Ogbo, laughing she, wisdom is profitable to direct. She said, I love my mother-in-law, but the financial strain from the family is hurting my own family. It's not allowing us to progress. They had to sell things, to always ensure that the husband has money to send. Even though he's earning two times her salary, nothing. He doesn't save anything. He doesn't have any savings. He doesn't have any investment apart from this one house. And, you know, she feels bad that it is a drain. And the in-laws don't like her because they feel like she's advising the husband against them. But it's not necessarily against them. It's about, wisdom. Hmm? It's about wisdom. You carrying your extended family, or let's say you're the one they call the first family in your head, and you are neglecting your immediate family. Hmm? Hmm. So she said, I know my husband loves his family, he loves his mother. And she unfortunately doesn't have a mother anymore. She doesn't know who to go to for advice. And guess what she said was disturbing her? She said that she started saving, but she feels guilty about hiding money from him. She said, Auntie B, I feel guilty. I feel it's wrong. She's a very good girl, honestly. She said, I feel guilty, but the reason why I don't want to tell him is that once I tell him that I have a little bit of money, he will take it from me and send it to Nigeria. So I say, you know what? We got to talk about this. I don't feel like you mean anything bad. I don't feel like you don't like your in-laws. You are a prudent. This is what they call the Proverbs 31 woman, a wise woman. You are thinking about your future together. You're thinking about your kids. He is only thinking about those ones in Nigeria. That's all he's thinking about. Their children are growing up. He has not saved a dime for the children. She's the only one that is saving. And she said, I feel guilty if I want to invest without telling him. Say, please advise me. Should I go ahead and invest? So I asked her, I said, if you tell him that you have money to invest and you agree on the investment, what will happen? She said he will not agree. He will take the money and send it to Nigeria. It won't work. That they've had plans like that before. Next thing he will come back and say, no, somebody needs money. He even paid a huge amount of money to bring, some of the, what do they call them? The molebi, the siblings, not even the direct siblings, like the nieces and whatever, to bring them abroad. Do you know how much it is now to bring somebody? If you want to bring them, you know, like in the UK now, they are doing this care thing where you can apply for jobs over there and you will come. It's a lot of money for the process. She said that, in fact, the strain is too much because the money that they were supposed to use to do second property is gone. You're supposed to buy to let. So if you have a property here in the UK, if you have a house, if you want to buy again, it's called buy to let, whereby you can rent it out. Okay? So the basic thing she's saying in summary is a long chat back and forth, is that she's saying, this sister is saying, I love my husband, he's a good man. I'm trying to be supportive, but his people do not want him to prosper. What do I do? What do I do? Should I start hiding money, or should I start saving or investing in secret? I don't want to do it. I don't have the mind to do it. So you can say she's a good girl. If it's some ogbologbo, they will not even think twice about it. Anything that has to involve children, me, you come and start telling me, I will be feeling. It's money matter we are talking about, though. It's money matter. And mind you, all this money you're pumping, pumping and pumping. I mean, nobody is saying that people should not take care of their family. If you have parents, definitely take care of them. But the problem is when you become the one that will pay school fees, the one that will send feeding money every month, the one that will pay for house rent, especially for lazy people who have no job and they are fathering 11 children. Egbami, how can you rise? How can you I don't even know how to say it. I'm sharing my link. Maybe somebody can help me articulate it better. Because me, I don't have words to describe. Your brother in Nigeria will have 11 whole children in this day and age. And you have how many other siblings? Maybe 9, because all of you are 10. And all the responsibility of these people fall on one person or two people in the family. You are the one that is always volunteering. You are the one that is sending money. How will somebody have money for a second mortgage? You take the money to go and do party. So I was saying to her, I said that she should go and start watching Pastor K, because Pastor K talked quite a lot. Those of you follow her, follow him here will know. He talks quite a lot about how he was financially irresponsible when before he got married and when he got married. And he realized that he wasn't good with money. So what he did was that he handed over managing the finances of his family to his wife, who is a better saver, who is better at managing money. So now the wife and himself, they have joint accountability. So before you can take money, to do anything, the wife knows and she needs to approve. Before she can take money, he knows. But and because he is the spend, and that likes to spend, because he gave a very funny example of how they were planning for their wedding. They didn't have money for hall. This story is very, very funny. He said that they didn't have money for hall because he wasn't even making money then. And when they went to look for her, he said he saw people selling dog. He decided to buy two dog at once. He said, I decided to buy two dog at once. They've not paid for her, though. He bought two dogs. So these are just example of, people just spending money frivolously. It's not everybody that is good with managing money. Okay. But as you grow older, you need to understand that ilẹ̀ ń ṣú, ilẹ̀ ń ṣú. Every day we get older, and there's time is going to come when you will not be able to walk. A time will come when you will not be able to work as hard as we are working now. That's why sometimes you see, when you see some people in their maybe 70s and they start begging, some people will make fun of them and say, what did you do when you were young? May it not be our portion in Jesus' name. I pray for everybody that is listening to this stream. It will not be your portion that they will be mocking the person. What did you do? It starts from now. You don't need to wait till you retire. If you want to invest, this is now. This is when you invest when you are still working. It's not when you want to retire. A lot of our people, the mistake they make is that they wait until they retire before they want to invest. So you start building all those silly houses in Nigeria and you call them investments. I don't want to go there because you guys know me and people don't agree on that. And they'll say, oh, it's investment, it's investment. I'm like, okay, it depends. How much is the worth of the house? I just need to know the value of the property or how much you are going to get in form of rent, because there's, you buy the house outright in Nigeria. I'm not talking about emotional investment though, because my friend is building four flats. Me too, I want to go and build 4 flats. If you are building for your parents, it's a different thing. But I'm talking about investment that will yield you dividends in your old age. That's what I'm saying. Especially for those of you that say you don't want to retire to Nigeria. You want to live in the abroad when you retire. How are you going to take the rent from Nigeria with that, economy where the naira is constantly being depreciated and devalued? You convert it to naira. I told you guys the story of a friend of mine who was building these 4 flats in Benin for so long. I used to make fun of him. He was building it every day. He was building. I say, this house. Eventually, he finally finished building it and they rented the house. When he finished renting out the house, this is a project that took over 10 years. And the rent money he got, when he converted it, it was less than £2,000 for a whole year. So I say, if this is your retirement money and you are still in the UK, can you live on £2,000 for a year? He was so angry. He was like, no. It's Abuja, I'm going to invest now. I say, you still haven't learned your lesson. He doesn't have a single house in the UK. I say, you still haven't learned your lesson. Buy a house in the UK first. Even if you want to retire to Nigeria, when you sell it, or even if you've not finished paying the mortgage, the equity is enough for you to go to anywhere in Nigeria and buy. You're wasting your money. You cannot live in the diaspora and you want to bring money from Nigeria to live. Except you are all these politicians that are stealing so many, too much, like the ones they use tank, what they call that tank that they used to carry money to go to their house. So, I mean, people have different opinions about investments. The show is not about investments. The show tonight is about in-laws, siblings, in-laws, and the black tax. Why do people feel like they are the savior of their family? Uncle Ade spoke very, very, yeah, Bullion Van, thank you, Junior. Uncle Ade spoke, he said something yesterday. He said he's tired of the Olori Ebi. He said he doesn't want to be Olori Ebi anymore. He told them, you people should take your Olori Ebi title because this Olori Ebi is going to crumble me. I don't want to be Olori Ebi anymore. Take your Olori Ebi and go. I mean, for me, I think it's about the balance. Okay? It's good to help your family, but there needs to be a balance. You cannot help another person, no matter how close you are to that person, because trust me, if you are broke tomorrow, these people, they will mock you. They will laugh at you. They will tell you, all this Obodo you went to in 20 years, what did you achieve? You've not achieved anything. Hmm? So that's why we need to be very, very careful. This black tax thing is eating deep into our people. Some people, they are the only investment that their family have. It is you. One brother with 11 children. When I heard that one, mo ori mi wu, money, 11 children. Do you know how much school fees is in private school in Nigeria? Do you know how much money it's going to take to feed 11 children? And these people keep having babies every day, and you are supposed to be responsible for the upbringing of these people? Come on. So this sister wants your advice. What should she do? All right, over the farm. She's listening. She said the husband is a good man, but he doesn't take her advice when it comes to his family. He won't save. He doesn't want to invest. He's sending everything to Ninja for his family. Let's advise this sister. Okay. My link is in the comment section if you want to join it. Some people are still asking for phone number. Haba. If you've been here long enough, you will know that we don't do phones. It's just a link in the comment section. You'll see it where it says Obodo Ibo TV. If you click on it, it will bring you straight into the studio. Please give us a thumbs up as you are coming in. Hello, Nick Deji, my darling. How are you?
Hello, Sister B. How are you? How's everything?
Welcome.
Thank you. I mean, this story, quite a few things I have to say. With the first post you read with that guy, I understand a bit of the comment he's making because also heard it too, which people say you can divorce your wife, your husband, but you can never divorce your family, which I get. The sentiment itself, I understand because at the end of the day means family will always be there for you no matter what. But spouses can come and go, God forbid. However, in this context, when you decide to marry, when you have decided I'm ready for that level of relationship, that level of commitment, as a Christian, the Bible says you cleave to one another, and your partner becomes your priority. That becomes your first family. Your husband, your children, that's your first family. And I know when I had gotten married and I did premarital counseling, that's also what they tell you. This is your priority. This family, this triangle is God, you, your partner, your children. That's your triangle. That's your immediate concern and priority. All other things are an extension of you. And you both have to be in agreement as to what you do for extended family members. Now, the problem is when people have that understanding or that expectation, when you have one person that now wants to come and do something that's contrary. No one is saying you shouldn't honor your father and your mother. Nobody is saying you should disrespect them or neglect them. But it has to
Absolutely.
be an agreed upon process. What are we going to do? How much
Mm-hmm.
should we send? How much should we give? Is it
Mm-hmm.
monthly? Is it on
Mm-hmm.
emergency basis? There should
Mm-hmm.
be a plan in place. I would
Nick
never,
Deji,
yes.
she said that the money they were supposed to use as down payment for a second mortgage, this uncle took that money to Nigeria to go and do birthday party for his mother. Is I mean, how do you see that?
That's not normal. And how long they've been married?
About 18 years?
Hmm. You know what? This Okay, hearing this makes me feel like this is not the first time he has done stuff like this. You know, people would
Absolutely.
try you. They will be doing things from the beginning. Maybe she talked, they argued, they move forward. They talk, they argue. But it's like for him to be brazen enough to do such a thing without fear of consequences or trouble, that means she has, I don't want to blame her and I'm not blaming the victim, but it's like you have been giving him room. That's why he doesn't see it as a big deal to take money for the family to go and do what he wants to do. Because what consequences have you ever given him? You know? So to me, I feel like from the onset, you be like, look, this is how we're moving forward. This is what we're doing. You're either with me or you're not. And the reason why I have this viewpoint is that I come from a family. I'm the only girl. I'm the oldest. I have four siblings, right? My mother, my father. My father's parents, they were late. So he has siblings. He's the first boy of the family, but he has an elder sister and he has siblings underneath him. Do you know that my father spent majority, in fact, even his entire salary, raising, educating, training his sister's siblings, children, even up to level of university, even up to level of medical school.
Hmm.
But when it came to our own money for our education, for what we needed to grow up, he never had money. He never had money. And
Wow.
that created resentment in us because we didn't
Hmm.
understand. And we used to say, and I'm the bold one in my family, I have mouth. I used to be like, how can you take care of other people's children, but you don't take care of your own?
I know somebody that is doing that right now. He won't
Mm.
give money to his children, but he will send money to his nieces and nephews in
So,
Nigeria.
so, and I used to always, look at him like, what are you doing, daddy? Don't you know that we, your children, are your legacy? You are raising other people. And some of these siblings, it's not like they're, widows or whatever. Some of them have husbands that are there. Some of them have their own jobs. Some work for the federal government, and you're still sending money to educate their children, put their own children in medical school. So what are they using their own money for? What are their husbands there for? And it never made sense to me. So I knew by the time I got married, I never would put up for that. I would
Hmm.
never agree to that because I know what we suffer. And to
Hmm.
this day, those same children that he raised and put through school and whatever, they can't even call him to say Merry Christmas. They can't even call him to say Happy Birthday. How are you?
Of
Like, yeah.
course not. Of course not. When I was
And
growing up, they used to say something. When you raise somebody's child, yeah, you raise somebody's child, you provide for them, you pay their school fees, whatever, maybe your nieces or nephews or whatever, your sister's children, whatever. You are doing it for God. Don't expect that they will come.
yeah,
Don't expect that they will come and replace their parents with you. You are wasting your time.
exactly. And
Just
when,
do it as charity, leave it for God. Because me, I know how many people my mom raised. We were never alone in my house. My mom raised people. But it's just, I learned from that you are just doing it for God. Your
exactly, out of
children are your children.
all the people he had been a blessing to, is only one of them that remembers him, that's in this country, that today he's a neurosurgeon, a pediatric neurosurgeon, you know. But the rest of them, nothing. Even when I had gotten married and I even did my marriage in Nigeria, he expected, okay, now that we're doing something here, at least they can, nice kind gesture, they will come and support, they will come and do something. No, they were still asking the day of my wedding, they were asking him when they came to the wedding to give them transport money to go back.
That's what they do. They will ask for transport. They will eat. They will drink. And if you keep giving, you know what I've learned about giving, because I'm a giving person. I'm very generous. I'm generous to a fault. And I also struggle at once upon a time. I'm better now, much better. Even my husband cannot believe how good I am with money now. He still thinks I overspend, but I think I'm much better. But what I've noticed in with my own experience about giving, when you give people, they come back for more.
Of course.
When you give them, they come back for more. But you see those people that are stingy, or those people that are tight with their money that never give, they don't go to them. Oh. They will
Of
never
course.
ask them. It is you that is giving them, they will keep coming to.
Let me tell you, I had an aunt, my mom's sister. She's married, very nice man. Never had an issue with the man. The man, of course, is much older than me and everything. I give him respect. I call him my uncle. When I used to, I think this is me as maybe my early 20s. When I came back to Nigeria to visit, they always say, "Oh, what did you bring for us? What did you bring?" And I would look at him like, Really, me that is your the junior, the baby. You're
They
asking
don't
me.
care. They will take from the one
No,
in the womb.
yeah,
Oh.
they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I made it a statement, whether is culture is not culture. I tell them, I say I don't give to adults, I give to children. That's it.
Hmm.
So when they
Hmm.
ask me, what did you bring? I say I brought a lafia. They be like, ah. I'm like, what's ah? You don't want a lafia? Okay, you want wala. They say, no, no, it's okay. So they know not to even bother asking me, because I already established that, like, I don't give to grown people. Like my grandmother, I would give, of course, Christmas time. Grandma, use this for Christmas or whatever. Here's credit for your phone, whatever. And she's so appreciative. I used to do that for my in-law as well. Very appreciative. Never asked me for anything. Just every now and again, bless people, but not that it's a requirement or it's an expectation.
Or a responsibility
No,
that you do at the
exactly.
disadvantage of your immediate family.
At to my own detriment, to my family's detriment. God forbid, it cannot be done. So and I was listening to one person, the hunted, it keeps making a comment, and he keeps saying that we people are not logical because it's the mother. And I want to say this. Let me tell you something, Mr. The Hunted.
I didn't even see that.
Ah, is it, he should marry his mother. No, and I
Let him
want to,
marry his mother now. Is
no,
it is
let
it
him
by
marry
force to
his
marry
mother,
another person? He's
because
already in love with his mother.
yeah, because
He
I
can
want to.
marry his mother and they will live together peacefully ever after.
Let me tell you,
Kosija.
my mother is there, my father is there. I give
You
them
think we don't
respect.
love you think we don't love our sons? Me, I'm a mother.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something. One of my sons is already married.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When I tell you I have two grandchildren, you don't believe. I do.
Wow,
Oh yeah.
congratulations.
We
We
have
didn't
two
know.
grandchildren. And it is not to say that you don't want your daughter-in-law to love and respect you. It is for you to know boundaries.
Exactly.
It's for you to know that you don't go to your son's house and you want to impose yourself there. And you'll be
Exactly.
telling them, this is how you live. This is what you should cook. This is what you... If I tell that, I say, let's go. Let's go. He will say, what are you going to do there? We minimize the contacts, our
Exactly.
visit there, because tó bá pọ̀ jù, wọ́n máa rí ẹ fín.
Sister B, let me tell you, the other day when you were doing the mother-in-law video, I wanted to call in, and then I got pulled into a meeting. 2 years into my new marriage, I don't even think it was up to 2 years. My husband insisted at the time his mother must come and stay with us, and she must, first time ever coming to America, she must be here for 6 months. I said, why 6 months? He said that's how long the visa they would give her. I said, and so if she wants to come see the baby, no problem. Let her stay 2 weeks. He said, no, how can I pay money for a ticket and she will only stay for 2 weeks? She must stay by 6 months. I said, we are not okay. And at the time, we're staying in a two-bedroom apartment. We don't have space. We don't have an extra bedroom. Where would she stay? He insisted. I told him it's not a good idea. That 6 months she stayed, one trouble after the other. It
Mm-hmm,
was almost
mm-hmm,
like she was the second wife. And
mm-hmm.
I would tell my parents, come and see what this woman is doing. Come and see. And the other part is that she doesn't really speak English. She doesn't really hear English. Me, I speak my baby Yoruba. I don't know what you're about. But it's like I tried. I gave her respect and everything. Do you know she will always go to my husband to complain to my husband? I did this, I did that.
Yeah,
I
because
said this, I said that.
you can't have two
Hey,
captains in one ship.
you can't have two masters in the house. And I
Yeah,
said,
because
I
she
and
wants to be in charge, but it's your home.
and I used to ask him, I'm like, how can she come to you and say I said this and I said that when she don't hear English? So which English is she hearing that?
What did she used to hear what you're saying?
I don't even understand. And he would seriously be fighting me tooth and nail that I disrespected his mother. I said, I'm not disrespecting anybody. But and mind you, at the time I was the one paying for the place, our apartment, all the bills in the house.
First
He
of
didn't have
all,
a
if you
job
don't
then.
agree to your mother-in-law coming, your husband should respect that. If you give him
Exactly.
good reasons. If you don't agree to it, one time, because I mean, I left Nigeria, 70 odd years ago, and there's this my sister-in-law. She's the only one I remember in all my husband's family that ever tried nonsense with me in Nigeria when we were in
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria. And my husband now woke up one day for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe they spoke behind, and she said she wants to come. I said, ah. I said, come where? He said to visit us. I said, visit us? I said, ah. I started thinking of all the families they have in London or in the UK where she can go to. Maybe it's not us. Because I'm like, this woman, when we're in Nigeria, she started her wahala with me already. I was
Wow.
pregnant. This woman will say I should kneel down to greet her.
Can
These
you
people are not even
imagine?
Yoruba. My in-laws are not Yoruba.
Can you
Because she
imagine?
grew up in Yoruba land, she understands Yoruba. She'll be telling me I should be kneeling down to greet her with my pregnancy. I say,
Hmm.
eh. I did it to that time because I was younger. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we're in Nigeria and you have to do what you are told, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I escaped. My escape was coming here. So I said, so this same wahala you want to bring this wahala to my domot. Even because she's a very controlling and manipulative person.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, because of my personality, I know the kind of person I am. So I know that it won't work well with me. So I just say, you know what? I don't think we will be able to stay even 1 week together because she'll get on
Mm-hmm.
my nerves.
Mm-hmm.
So that didn't happen. I fueled as per the plan.
But it's good that your husband even listened to you. My own didn't listen to me. And
No,
let
he
me tell
did.
you,
He did. Because it's
when
not usually at home. It's me that is here. Before I'll give her, before I'll go and give her what they call it, snapper.
so, and like I said, when I commented the other day, like I said, that added, this was somebody I used to call often. I used to, send money to. I used to be there, even to the point that I was doing things behind my husband's back just to be a blessing to the family. After
Everybody
that,
should stay in there. Everybody joke aside
after
here.
that 6 months, to this
Mm.
day, I don't speak. If she, what, not even Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You stay there, I stay here. Me, I face my corner. You two, you face your corner, because I don't want any wala for my life. I respect her, I honor her, but you know what? That
She's
I
not coming
did.
to your home anymore.
Lie,
Mm.
lie. My husband saying, "What if we have another baby? We'll hire nanny." I
It's
don't need it.
better.
I don't want
Nanny
it.
is cheaper than divorce. Thank you so
I-
much, Nigeji. I really appreciate you. I wish we can talk for much longer because of time. Got to move on. I appreciate you. Yeah. You now know. So, Ijotabari Nibin Wole. No more. She's not coming anymore. Let them love her from afar. Some people, the relationship is better when you love them from afar. It's not, it's just that two very strong personality cannot be in one house. And that's why there's always a falling out when mother-in-law comes. Because you are the boss. Another person who is bossy wants to come and boss you. So you say no. It's not about you not liking the person because they are your mother-in-law. Okay? That's just it. So you can imagine what Nick Deji is saying now. She's the one paying rent. But do you think the mother in Nigeria, the mother-in-law in Nigeria will know that it is the daughter-in-law that is paying rent? Of course, they all assume that it's my son that is responsible for everything. Because in their mind, he's a man that does everything in their own generation. So they don't understand how the abroad works. That's why we're having all that long conversation about bringing your mother-in-law abroad. So that's why I was saying to that chazo that wants to buy a house and bring the mother, live there with your mother. Je. Don't frustrate another woman, no, by saying you want to go and marry. You are not qualified. You don't even know what marriage is because you are not willing to live to cleave. But we're not talking about Chazo. We are talking about this auntie that the husband is the Fato Lori Ebi. Before I take Laura is next in line. Before I take Laura, I want to read this comment. I've pinned it for a long time because Peachy Frank said, I'm so generous too. I deprive myself a lot to take care of people back home. So I didn't say I'm generous like that because it's a good thing. Actually, this is a character flaw. Okay. In case you didn't know, Peachy Frank, if you're still listening, this is a character. You need to work on yourself. It's about you being a people pleaser. You want them to like you. You shouldn't be depriving yourself because you want to take care of people back home. Mm-mm. Put yourself first. It's not you being stingy or you being, evil or whatever. It's about you. You are the one making the money. Care for yourself first. Because if you are like this, I don't know if you are married, but if you get into marriage and you behave like this, then your wife will be like this auntie that came to us now and come and say, money for down payment for house, you go and do birthday because you want to please people. People pleasing is not a good character. No, it's not. So don't be like that. Work on yourself. Oh. It's not always easy to say no, but you can learn it. You can learn it. I've learned it and I'm good at it. I'm very good at it now. Honestly, I am. And I'm proud of myself. Okay. Laura, how are you?
Hi, Nakidi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Auntie B. This topic here, I'm at work, but I say I must call.
I saw you. I saw you earlier on with your white coats.
It's very personal because this thing, sister, if she's in this, listening to this show, somebody has to make the sacrifice for the family. Since she says her husband is a good person and he's not paying attention to the thing he's doing, because somehow, if you do a survey, everyone watching this show right now, most of us have had that experience from either our father did that kind of life one way or the other, carry family matter in his head, and then things backfired. Personally, my dad was always, once money come when we were growing up, is this person, that person, they were solving, taking care of everybody, sending people to school, even brothers, his brothers plus their wives. It was too bad. It was everyone. He did all that and he made everybody so relaxed, and some of them became so lazy. Nobody wanted to do anything for themselves. They
Another
were
point.
just
It makes people lazy when they are so dependent on you and you are always giving, giving. It makes them lazy. How
lazy,
else will you describe that the brother in Nigeria that has 11 kids? Are you okay? Are
lazy
you
and
normal?
entitled. Lazy and entitled. It's like they will not even want to do anything again. Once anything happens, before they even, normally as a human being, you're supposed to think of a solution. But the first person they think about is him. He was just doing all that, trying to think. But even that didn't solve the problem. He's still like, no, he still did not make him a good person. So me, my motto now is, it's better let me be a bad person. So everybody know I'm a bad person than I'm trying to please everybody. At the end of the day, there's a problem. My dad fell sick. Even the sister, one of his sister that he carried he was carrying her on his head. All her 4 children, he trained all of them. All that same sister lives in the same city. She didn't even come to visit for one day. One day, not even for one day to even visit. She said she don't have transport money. I said maybe we too will send her transport money to
You
come
send
and
her
visit
transport.
her
Where
brother.
she's going, you give her transport to
They'll
go.
come and visit her brother that is sick.
Mm.
They didn't even come. I'm like, so you see, these kind of things happened. Everybody still stayed on their own. You're the one carrying. So if the man continues living that kind of reckless life, because that's a reckless life, you're living like, what if anything happens to him or the wife and they can no longer work and you don't have any saving? Would you think those people will look at the children? The children will
Hmm.
suffer.
Hmm.
The children will see, they will see shege. Our mom died when we were 7. You know that nobody, none of my aunties, uncles, even the ones that were living with us that my dad was feeding, when they all grew up and left, nobody agreed to stay to look after us.
Hmm.
4 of us, I was 7. And my dad traveled a lot. And at some point, we had to live by ourselves and he would go and come back on Friday. My sister was 15, the eldest. Nobody. So
Hmm.
if you carry extended family and think they care about you, he should continue because he's doing a great disservice to his children. What if anything
Yes.
happens?
Mm-hmm.
What if then your children will start suffering? They will laugh at you. They will
Mm-hmm.
even be the one laughing at him. They say, see these yeah people. He go
Yeah.
America or he go UK, go
What do you
waste money.
achieve?
He
Your
come back,
mates
they
do
don't
this.
carry
Now
any
that time they go come tell you the
children.
story of what all your mates don't do.
I tell you, say they go laugh you. It happened to me. They were laughing at us. Ah, see how these ones are looking. Our mom died early. The same sisters. Nobody, nobody cared or looked after us. They were laughing
Hmm.
at us. Say, see them looking, we're looking or kept. And these ones are children living here. Ah, they don't look like villagers like this. Because
Hmm.
nobody was taking care of us.
Hmm.
My dad was always out, busy working. Nobody was taking care of us. But now then they laugh. But now then they
They
come
didn't even
say,
step in because your mom was no longer there to provide that,
I'm telling,
maternal care that you were lacking
I'm
because
trying
your
to
mom
tell you
wasn't
that
wasn't there.
nobody,
Hmm.
nobody, they didn't. Nobody wants to come and live with us or take care of us. Nobody wanted
But
to do that.
if it's to collect, they know how to
We,
collect.
we don't grow now. Now everybody don't grow now. They
I
find
mean,
relationship.
I'm
I
praying
don't
for
block
this lady's
everybody.
husband.
You
I
understand?
pray that he receives sense because he has a
You
good
understand?
woman who is even caring about him, his prosperity or their
And
family's
another
prosperity.
point again, she
Hmm.
myself, she somehow, there was one thing you said, make let men be men. I feel she too much, they do too much. In the sense that She doesn't have to. What of all those some bills? If you no get money to pay certain bills, she should stop doing certain things. That is
Exactly.
his responsibility. If
Mm-hmm.
you have your children needs to eat, or there's a bill to pay at home, if you no get money to pay the bill, if you never pay the bill, you no go see money
You
to
know, go
carry
send
the bill.
money, you know, go see money sent to Nigeria.
You
That's a
know, see
very
another
good
person
point.
to go give another person. If you give the person, sometimes when you take off responsibility
Because
from
she's
them,
paying off
they
everything. That
become
means he
so
has,
competent.
yeah,
No
he's
way.
sending his own. Mm.
If you no see money to carry go, you get bill to pay. Abi you go wait make dem come throw away you for mortgage or collect your mortgage or collect your house for abroad. You go pay now. So she too, she needs to reduce it. All this one, I'm feeling guilty. I'm not. If anything happen, won't you take care of your children? Nobody will come. Nobody will help you.
That's a really good point.
Nobody.
Mm.
So me, that's this kind of thing is very sensitive to me. All those people writing, it's because of his a mother. Why would you be saying that about your mother? Or why you be saying you're just being sentimental? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Reality, there's responsibility. If you do not do anything for your children, who will do it? Nobody. The same people not do.
Reality, there's responsibility. I like that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Laura. Have a very, very beautiful day. Enjoy work. You learned from your father's own. It is well. You know, and sometimes it's good to learn from other people's experience. If you wait for your own, self-experience, they pay no. That's why it's good. People are sharing their own now. I have another woman now. When I woke up this morning, if you see the voice note, plenty voice note, not for WhatsApp, for what did they call am? For IG. Her own experience, they don't kukum that the marriage don't pafuka because of in-laws. And her story is kind of similar to this lady's story. She said she never had any problem with her husband. But the in-laws, they ruined the marriage. And because the man was too weak to say no to his family, his siblings and parents or whatever, he couldn't stand up and fight for keeping his nuclear family together. Why are people so weak? Why do you think your wife is the outsider? Why? Especially when you have a good one. You have a good woman who wants you to prosper. Some people don't care. If you like, come to Obodo, don't achieve anything. It's your business. They don't care. They can even be doing their own investment without telling you. So when the woman is saying, my husband, please don't do this. Eh? Let us buy house. Let us do this. Let us buy land. Let us invest. Something that can bring money. You've got a good woman. And you want to carry wahala on your head because you cannot say no. You want to please people. You've seen stories of people that please people. Nick Deji told us about her own. Lore has come and told us her own now how their parents pleased all the whole molebi. Please all of them. They will never be pleased. Never. You can't please them. They will insult you and call you names. Are you the only one? What do you think you've done that somebody has not done before? Ah, I never know. It is well. Learn from other people. Abisaye, darling. Happy New Year. How are you?
I'm fine, Auntie Big.
I
Happy
haven't
New Year,
seen you in a
ma.
while. This one you jumped in today. Okay, Lara Lenny.
No, Auntie Big, I usually watch all your videos. I've been so busy. I've been so busy. I don't know.
I
That's why. But
understand.
I don't miss your program. I watch everything.
I
I go back.
understand.
I watch.
How are you? I hope you are well with your family.
I'm fine, ma. How are you too, ma?
I'm surviving by the day. Thank you.
Uh, I'm happy to hear. I'm happy to hear your voice, ma.
Thank
Auntie
you.
B, it's about this issue. I don't know. I just had to call in. I want to speak. I would like to talk to the person that called in about this issue. Firstly, she has to think about her children because when the chips are down, it will just be her and her children. That's just it. And our children will grow up and ask her that, mommy, when our daddy was doing this, you as our mom, what was your backup plan for us? It will still come back to her. So she just has to be selfish for her children, not for any other thing, but she has to be selfish for herself and her children. Because the way I'm seeing it, the husband is not ready to repent anytime soon.
It's not even selfish, it's to be smart.
Yeah,
Because it's not
yeah,
selfishness when you are looking after yourself and your children and your
Auntie B,
family.
And for you to love yourself unconditionally, you have to be selfish about it. That is, you don't care what other people say. You don't care about what other people feel. I'm telling you, and if you are selfish by looking out for yourself, so be it. So be don't be apologetical about it because you are looking out for yourself and your children. So the fact that she wants to be doing one investment behind her husband back, she should not feel guilty about it. She
I
shouldn't
will
feel
never
guilty
say I'm
about it.
selfish if I'm taking care of myself. I will say I'm self-caring for myself because not be my money, not be me they work the money. You they follow me, go work. You know how
That's
many
true.
hours will they do for you?
That's true.
Are you doing the work? You stay in Nigeria and be enjoying yourself every weekend. You see them going to own one bed. They'll sew
Yeah.
cloth more than us. How many parties do you go from January to December? So go to
I don't even
Nigeria and see the way these people are
I,
living.
I I don't even have any native. I don't even have any
Hmm.
native. So where am I
Ijo
even
go see
going?
me, yeah.
Ah, apart from winter boots and jackets, what do I even wear? So and again, Auntie B, this our husband, Yoruba used to say, Olowo kan láàrin oloshi, láàrin, like, if you are the only person that is like wealthy among so many people that are like impoverished, you are as poor as them. That's just the plain truth. Because you realize that as you keep giving, you have nothing left for yourself. You have absolutely nothing left for yourself. So you're almost in the same shoes as the people you are giving to. They might even be richer than you because people
Because you
that
are
take,
collecting from multiple sources
yeah, people
and you
that
only
take,
collect from your paycheck.
yeah. And the unfortunate part of it is that people that take, they don't know when to stop. They don't know.
No,
They
no,
don't know when to stop. That's just the
never.
plain truth.
Mhm.
So if a husband doesn't caution himself, he will do this till old age. Till
Benny,
old age. That's just the
Lagbara Long.
that and that's so sad because I see the man as a good person, but they are taking advantage of him. They know him that is how he is, so they are just trying to like play on him that, oh, he knows how to give. So and sometimes as a person, you should be able to have boundary. Like, this is the limit. If you don't have a limit that, oh, this is the highest I can go, is a bad thing as the head
Somebody
of a
said
family.
something here one time, Abisoye. Somebody said that as a family unit, if you live in a diaspora and you have a lot of all these black tax, you know, expenditure, money sending home, that you should set aside a budget. This is how
Yeah.
much we can send to Nigeria in a month and stick to it.
Hmm.
I think for some people, they say that works for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, that works for them. Look at what this our sister here, life with Natu. Oh my God, this is so heartbreaking.
Oh.
I'm sorry, can you see the screen? She said that my in-law that I've been paying rent for her for 3 years. I'm sending her any money for her and her daughter.
Yes, I'm
She
seeing
had
it
a
now.
fight with my husband, and she said she's better than us because she has a child and we
Oh,
don't.
oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. That's so sad. And that's just human being for you. See,
Mm.
the one thing that you will just do, and the husband now, Auntie B, the day the man decide to stop, there will be problem. Oh,
Ṣebí
ha,
Yorùbá say it pé ọwọ́ epo
ah,
láyé ń bá nílá
hey,
tó bá
hmm,
dọwọ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ wọ́n á sá lọ. You see? When I was
hmm,
saying they will insult you, Shebi, you see what I mean? Real life
hmm,
with Natu, don't worry. That is life for you.
hmm.
That is
Ah,
life. You have a good heart, you want to help. But you see these people? My goodness.
hmm.
God will
So,
look because of that mockery, God will answer your prayer.
amen,
Will.
amen,
Amen.
amen, amen. So, Auntie B, that's why, and my own dad. I usually tell you that my dad has several wives. I used to say it. So
Mm.
all his wives, they came with baggage. They came with their, maybe their sister child, their brother's child. So my dad was the one sending them to school. So my dad had a problem with his spinal cord one time. They said he had a fall when he was young. So as he was approaching his old age, the thing started affecting him. So we didn't know on time. So when he fell sick, Auntie B, none of them came to look at to even come and visit.
That the
None
second
of
person
them
saying
came.
it tonight.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
They
Auntie
won't
B,
come
none of them,
because
none
your
of
dad was
them.
the cash register. If he's not bringing money, then why should they come and visit him?
And that's it. And you realize that by even giving, you will not even know people that actually love you. So you are harming yourself. You are actually harming yourself because you don't even know people that love you genuinely. You cannot differentiate that do they love you genuinely or it's just the love of the money that you have. So you might have
Olówó
problem.
láyé mọ̀, olówó láyé mọ̀. When you have, everybody will become your friend. It doesn't mean that they love you.
That's it. So I would just
It's because you are
advise,
meeting their need. If you stop
yeah.
meeting that need, their true nature will come out.
Hard. Because I would just advise this lady, because nobody knows tomorrow. What if she as a person cannot work anymore? Or maybe the husband, God forbid, the husband maybe fall sick or something. If she doesn't have a plan B, what would they fall back to? Those are the things she should think about. She should think about it for her children, just for her children and for herself. Because I don't know, because it's just sad. It's absolutely sad. Because I know how nurses. I mean, because I work as a care assistant. I got a work visa, so, but I know how nurses, care workers. I know how they struggle. Not even just care workers. People in the UK, in the diaspora, people how they work back to back is a lot, and to be so, and for you to be working that long, and for maybe years for you to not sit back and enjoy, you have nothing to show for it. It's quite sad. It's a very sad thing. So I just hope this lady, she will listen to all the good people advice. People have been calling in, and just listen and try and look out for herself and our children. And I wish her all the best. That's
Thank
all I
you.
have to say, Auntie B. I love you so much, Auntie B.
Abisoye, I
Ma.
love you, my darling. Ó ṣé gan,
Okay.
àbúrò mi dáadáa. Fine girl. Ọmọ gbàs. Thank you. Ó ṣé gan ni. God bless you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure she's listening because I told her before we came live that I'm coming live with that issue. She's such a nice girl. Yeah. You see some girls, the way they are raised, with so much humility, especially Yoruba girls. They have this humility that is deep. She's in her heart, she's troubled. She's like, how can I do something behind my husband? How can I do something? I feel bad. I feel guilty. I say, you are not doing anything. It's not like you are cheating. But because your husband refused to receive sense, you got to protect him from himself. Sometimes you need to protect people from themselves. He will thank you later. So don't worry about it. You're not doing anything bad. Mabel, hello. Welcome. Where you joining us from? Unmute yourself, Mabel. You're muted. Now you've gone. Okay. I'm sharing my link again. Guys, we are talking about black tax as it relates to siblings in-laws tonight. A lady is asking for your kind advice. What should she do? Her husband is not saving any money. He's not investing. He's sending all his money to train 11 children, 10 children, 5 children, all the molebi, gbogbo molebi ayé àtọ̀run. What should she do? Call in, because I'm going to end soon. The link is in the comment section. Junior, you're welcome.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm good.
Good. So I just wanted to make a few points. I'm going to focus on the guy that sends everything back home. The first question I always have is, why did you move abroad in the first place? Why did you move abroad? You moved abroad to build a life for your family, right?
Absolutely.
To create a better retirement plan, to create wealth, to build wealth for your family. So, I don't want to say people are cursed. I don't want to use that, but that's how I really feel. You move from Nigeria, you move to the UK or the US, then you send all the money back home. Then you have zero. You turn 65 or whenever you retire, then you have nothing. What's the point of moving abroad? Do you understand? And then what I found is a lot of people can't even leave abroad. For the people that want to move back to Nigeria, they can't leave abroad because they never invested abroad. So
Mm-hmm.
they can't even afford to come back to Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
So they're stuck abroad. They have no money. They're living off their Social Security or whatever retirement plan that they have.
What the state gives them.
Do you understand? So it's not even
Mm-hmm.
enough. It's not even
No,
enough.
no,
It-
I can
it's
tell you.
it's not enough. So I never understood that. I'm very thankful that I have parents that just cut people off. So I operate in that mindset. I know not everyone can do that, but if you move abroad, you're supposed to plan with your partner how you're going to spend your money. Even if you don't have joint accounts or whatever, you have to have a structured plan. Finances are very important, especially as everybody's getting older now. So,
Absolutely.
in this particular situation, I honest because I'm quite opposite. I blocked a lot. Anyone that asked me for money, I blocked them. Unless I,
you
bl-
you
I'll,
you Junior, you say
if
anybody that asks me for money, you just block them.
if you ask me for money, I am blocking you. Unless you're asking for food, healthcare. Those are the only two things I help people with: food and healthcare. And even that is from limited people. Maybe people that I know, their favorite uncles or
It's
favorite aunties.
endless. Nobody is saying people should be selfish, but these things are endless.
Because how do I build my investments if I'm giving everything away?
Giving
You know,
everything away.
so for the lady, I'm a little bit tougher. So mine is a little bit extreme. You have to take care of your future. This is not about feeling guilty or anything like that. You better put some money aside.
Hmm.
I'm not talking about savings account. Put some money. I don't know if does she live in
Investment. We are talking about
the,
investment.
right? Does she live in the
Invest.
UK? Does she live in the UK or she lives in the US?
She lives in the UK.
Okay, so I don't know how the UK works, but
I
she needs
know. I know
she
how the
needs
UK works.
she needs to have some type of investment. She needs to increase her
I know
retirement
how the
plan.
UK works, Junior. And I tell you something. I work with the elderly. It's not pretty when you are old.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't got money in this
Mm-hmm.
country,
Mm-hmm.
we are in winter now. I kid
Mm-hmm.
you not. People are deleting because they cannot afford to
Oh,
heat
of
their
course,
homes.
of
That's
course,
how bad it is.
of course. So that's one part. Now the other part, if you think about it, someone that's sending money to Nigeria consistently, right? That means they're very connected to Nigeria. That means there's a 50% chance that they might want to move to Nigeria in the future for retirement, or maybe stay in the UK. You're still going to be at zero if you
If
decide
he
to go.
was, connected to Nigeria because he wants to move back, then let him buy a house or something. But
He,
he's
he,
not done anything in Nigeria as
n- n-
well.
no, but it goes back to, why did you move to the UK or the US in the first place? What's your plan? Did you move to the UK to be in poverty? Did you move to the US to be in poverty? If you're going to be in the UK, you need to act like you're in the UK and plan your finances like you're in the UK. So that way,
Absolutely.
you don't end up in poverty. Social security plans or whatever you guys have in England is not enough. I don't know
No,
how much they're paying
never.
you guys. For
Mhm.
us, it's maybe like $700, $1,000.
It's
It's not
less
a,
in the UK. I can tell you for free.
it's not enough. An
No.
apartment is $2,000. Mortgage is about $2,000, $3,000 for an average home. Do you understand? So what's the plan? What's the actual plan? You shouldn't
I,
just have one. Go ahead.
I don't know. Sometimes I think that these people that behave like this, that feel like, okay, I'm going to be working, I'm going to be making this so and so amount forever. It's like they don't think that the time is going to come when they can earn so much. It's like they never think about it. Our people are so uncomfortable around finances.
Egbon B, I'm 40 years old. I'm already planning for retirement. When I mean retirement, planning to relax and chill and be able to fly anywhere I
Junior,
want.
you are an American. Let me call you that because you don't think like you live in Nigeria now, but you're an American basically.
But
So I
still,
don't know. These adults that move from Nigeria to come to the US, to Europe,
yeah, but
England,
it goes back to what I said. Why did you move to Europe in the first place?
is to save their family from poverty.
No, well, no, you can't save everyone. I know it
Hmm,
sounds harsh. You can't save everyone.
that's
For this
true.
li- for this lady, I would say increase your investments. You don't have to have a money saved in one account. Increase your investment. I know in the U.S. we have retirement plans. You can
Yeah.
increase your retirement plan.
Hmm.
Increase your retirement plan. You can always cash that out if you quit that job or whatever whatever the situation is. You need to put some stuff aside. Do you understand? You can't keep giving everything to everyone in Nigeria. I live here in Nigeria. I'm telling you, if you have $10,000, it's not enough to give everyone that you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm telling you right now. There's somebody that's sick. There's somebody that their kids are hungry. There's
Yeah.
someone that
Can't pay
they
school
can't
fees.
pay. They can't
Can't pay
pay
house
rent.
rent.
They can't pay. There's always people. So what I did was, I know it sounds a little bit harsh. I blocked a lot of people. Anyone that I feel like might be a liability, I blocked them. Close.
You are giving me encouragement.
No, I'm serious.
I'm
Close
learning from
people.
you because I
Close.
wasn't used to doing that, but I will tell you a story of how I did it. So there's this cousin of mine in Nigeria. The only time, oh God, I don't want to go into details because this is not about me. When I needed them, they were not there for me. You know, they were not there. In fact, they kicked me out of their house when I was in Nigeria
Mm-hmm.
before. And now, every time I need this, I'm sick, I will send. And you know the kind of person I am. I don't know how to send 10,000, 5,000. The least money I will send to anybody in Nigeria is 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I just calculate it in pounds. I'm like, okay, I'll send this. So I finally had the courage back in December, and they just sent me a message and say, I've been sick, I've been in hospital. My sister was laughing at me and say, look at you. You say you are tough. You see your toughness. I still sent 50,000, then I blocked.
Let me give you one. Let me give you one.
Oh
I have
God.
which is very similar to yours. I have a cousin. I'm not gonna give too much details, but
Yeah.
I have a cousin. When I was moving to Nigeria, I wanted to set up a bank account. I wanted to set up a bank account. I didn't have the NIN. I didn't know how everything worked. You know, I came to Nigeria every 3 months because I was planning to move. And this particular cousin was a bank manager. When I mean a bank manager, like a bank branch manager. And I begged this guy, please, for like 3 months, please, what do I need to do to set up a bank account? Please, what do I need to do? Help me. My cousin, this is a direct cousin. He said, no problem. I'll help you the next week. I'll help you. I'll help you. I'll help you. Nothing happened. I moved to Nigeria, figured it out myself, set up bank accounts. This guy saw me like a few months ago, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know you moved to Nigeria. So you could even tell us to come see you. You could even help us out. You look at your nieces." He introduced me to all his kids. Look at your nieces. Look, meet uncle. You can't even send anything to your cousin, your nieces and everything. You can't even invite me to the US. He was listing a bunch of demands. I was looking at this guy like, are you serious? He's like, you can't even invite me to the US for a weekend.
Mhm.
Send a letter of recommendation to come to the US. I'm not making this up. This is this is
Entitlement,
real.
entitlement,
This is
entitlement
this is
mindset.
real. But when it comes to the time for them to help you, well, you know, they're not. They're gonna disappear. So I'm telling you, you know, this Madame lady, be careful, increase your investments. If you have a retirement plan, if you have any type of investment, just increase that. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. You have children. I'm not saying keep cash away from your husband, but invest your money to the side. That's I Anybody can invest their money to the side or increase their investments. But
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, people in Nigeria don't care about you. I'm letting you know I live here. They do
Hmm.
not. You know, I love Nigeria, Egmont. I love Nigeria so much.
Absolutely. I
But
know.
I'm gonna tell you, these people do not care. They do not care. Do not promise anyone money in Nigeria. They will hunt you. Do not send people money every month. They will follow up. I'm telling you.
They'll
I'm
follow
telling
up.
you. They
They'll
will
follow up
follow up.
like direct debits.
Yes. And they're eating fresh pounded yam and fresh amala every day,
And
living
they are
better than
dressing
you.
up to go to Owambe and having a
I'm
good
telling
time
you.
while you are in the cold.
I'm telling you. And do you know how much those things cost? 100 grand, 100K, 200K. That's $200, $300. I'm telling you, you got to protect yourself. Not just for this lady, everyone listening. Protect yourself. People in Nigeria do not care about you. If you have a mother, that's fine. You can take care of your mother. If you have a
Oh yeah.
father,
Parents,
that's
yeah,
fine.
priority. Every other
But I'm
person.
telling you, all this brothers, kids, I'm sponsoring people. You didn't, that's not why you moved abroad. You moved
Hmm.
abroad to build yourself. You moved abroad to increase your finances, to build wealth. You moved abroad to retire
How can you
well.
build wealth with this
You
kind
can't
of
build wealth.
mindset? You
You can't.
can't.
And that's why I keep saying, why did you move abroad in the first place?
That's
Did
a
you move
good
abroad?
question.
Did
You
you
know
move
what?
abroad to be
Do
thinking
you
like
know
you're
you
from the
give me a
village?
job title now? You're giving me that is a title. Why did you move abroad? We need
Why?
why? It's
Did
a
you
good
move
question.
abroad to keep living like you're living in Ikorodu? Is
Mhm.
that why you moved abroad?
Yeah. Why did
Because
you move abroad?
you live
Hmm.
abroad, but your mindset never changed.
Hmm.
Black tax, right? That's you volunteering. Period. You can
Thank
help
you.
your father, you can help your mother, but people, please take care of yourselves in your future. Thank you.
Oh, Junior, how can we love you less on this platform? I don't see how we can love Junior less because he brings it 100%. The things that me I'm blocking, I didn't know how to block before. So when I can't remember his name now that was saying that I always want to please people. That was me a few years ago, but now at least I can block now. I can block. So that person I was like, my sister was like, so you still send money before you? I say yes. And this is the final one. I'm saying bye bye, bye bye. And the thing is that they forget how they treated you. This person kicked me out of their house. I was a youth copper. I had nowhere to go to in a strange city. It's so bad that I was sleeping on the floor. So, I mean, if I want to tell my stories, Okpo, in a strange city, I didn't know anybody. I said, can I stay here? This is where I'm serving. There's no accommodation. She said, no. She didn't allow me. She kicked me out. I can't, she said I can't sleep on the floor. Arokbo. Arokbo. Thank you, Junior. We love and appreciate you. We're learning from Junior. Me, I'm learning. And I can, at least I can block now. I can say no. Before, tele. I cannot say no. I've always been giving. So we're learning. Thank you. Liz, you are next. Welcome. Unmute yourself, please. Liz, I can't hear you. So I'm going to add Maybell before you figure your sound up. Hi, Maybell.
Hello, good afternoon, ma.
Hello. Where are you joining us from?
I'm from the United States, Texas
Welcome
to be
from the United
precise. Oh
States.
my God. First of all, let me give you a big thumbs up, ma'am. Thank you for all you do. You don't know, you've saved a life. You saved me. Ah, God. You set my brain, no. Not be small.
I reset your brain.
Ah, oh God, oh God. The intertwining, it's over 360-degree. It is
Really? Hey, yeah.
honestly,
We thank
this
God.
platform saved. I'm sure as it saved my life, it has saved a lot of people's life.
Hmm.
Obviously, I don't think you know what you're doing, ma. You are doing a great job, and I don't know how to pray for you, but I know God, and in fact, God will bless you and your
Amen.
entire generation, honestly.
Amen. Amen.
And for this lady, problem is not the finish, oh. Make
Make
you
you try
try
to
to
enjoy.
enjoy, oh. That is just all I will say. You know,
Hmm.
whenever we come to the abroad, we always have this. See, I'm a very nice girl, oh, but man,
You learn the hard way.
the story is long. But I'm not gonna, waste people time today. I learned to love myself,
Hmm.
put myself first.
Hmm.
Anything that will give me unnecessary thinking is a no. That word, no, two-letter word, as tiny as it is very hard for people to say. It takes discipline
Yeah.
and self-love. And
Hmm.
you'd sit down and think, okay, what is the outcome of this thing I'm about to do? Is it going to affect me? Anything that's going to affect me negatively, then it's a no. Let's cut it off. Say whatever. I don't want people to say I'm bad, I'm wicked. What will people say? That is what is killing a lot of us today.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, you find yourself in a dilemma, and the people that you are running kata kata for,
Kitty,
they
kitty,
will put,
kitty.
I'm telling you, they, they will put you in the ditch, and even in fact, they will be the one to put you on the headlines
Hmm.
at the end of the day. So, what is the essence of all these troubles? My sister, it's good to have a good heart, though. True. I won't blame you. I was once in your shoes. I still have good heart, though, but my good heart is for me first.
Your good
Trust
heart is
me.
programmed. You
Yes, it
program
is
your good heart.
programmed. Oh, goodness. It is.
And
Oh,
you program it now to
I've
know when
programmed
to
it,
say
though.
no.
I've programmed it. If me, as I am like this, I don't wear broom straight. I cut my hair low. If you want to tell me that, oh, there's this fashion going on, sis, my friend, send me 300,000 now. Make her join the league. Oh, really? Are you for real? Girl, I ain't got money for bone straight. Go work.
You are not wearing bone straights.
I cut my own hair.
Somebody wants bone straights.
Simple. So you see, that is how they do in fact in our country. Let me not call that name. But people, that entitlement syndrome is everywhere. I always tell people the only people that are entitled to get my money is my mom and my dad. Any other person, my sister, my brother, I don't even know my cousins or my nieces or
I'm
my
telling you,
nephews.
even
I
for
don't.
us Christians, the Bible never says you should honor your brothers and sisters or cousins. It say honor your father and mother, the only people you owe.
Thank you,
Me.
ma.
And
Thank you.
let me tell you a quick story, Mabel. The only people you owe are your parents.
That's
Because the
it.
Bible say honor them. And when I was growing up, because my parents had me very late in life, I say this all the time here, right? I'm going to tell you guys a story about my father, about this in-law thing. It came to me. The Holy Spirit reminded me to tell the story about my father. What my father did when my mother was about to build a house in the 80s. I'll share that story with you guys soon.
Mhm.
So I called my siblings and say, you know what? These are our parents. They don't they all do. Hey, I just graduated from university. I never get work. I never get money. I told them, I say, you know what? This is the time to look after my dad. My dad passed when I was like 17. So it was just my mom. I was like, we need to do what we need to do now. Don't wait, though.
Mhm.
This is the
Yes,
time to
so
look after them.
yeah.
Today they are thanking me. They are like, you're like, Brie, where did you get that wisdom for? I said, I don't know. But I just knew that we needed to take care of her because if I was waiting till I arrive, my mother,
Nothing will happen.
my
We
mother
will not
passed.
do anything
I
for
mean,
her.
I would not have done anything. So the
Yes.
only people you are obligated to, and I'm not talking about parents that are greedy.
No, no,
I'm talking
no.
about normal parents who is not going to
Original
put you
parent, oh, not
under
fake one.
pressure to
No.
come and build a house and build
Mm-mm.
and eh,
No. So,
look after them. Make sure they have food. Make sure
yeah.
they have clothes to wear. They are well
And they
taken
have
care
a
of.
place to
Give put
live.
them
They
on
have
an
house.
allowance
Mm-hmm.
monthly. Something
Mm-hmm.
that is just enough to look after them. They are the
That's
only
it.
people you owe. Any
Yeah.
other person,
Mm-hmm.
Ariwo Johnny.
Exactly. So my sister, honestly speaking, I can understand what you're going through. It's I can tell even 70% of almost people living in abroad have passed through that phase. But hmm, when you don't they become most times all these things there's always red flags. But sometimes we skip it. Well, you confess so save money. If your husband be the one will be say they push everything, go family. Well, start at the sideline, for your safety and for the safety of your children. You only know yourself. You don't know what will happen tomorrow.
When they
Because
break
when
marriage now, this matter of siblings in law, you don't they break marriage now.
it's one of the things that broke my marriage. I just got divorced last year.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. And I'm happy that
Hmm.
God saved me. When that feeling of you got divorced and you find peace and you have that spirit that it is time. That is just what I'm feeling right now. And I'm this kind of woman that my husband have to be successful for me to be successful. My husband has to be great. So whatever we're doing, if I'm even hiding one, you give me money, 50 cover outside, I must bring it to the table.
Hmm.
Only this is it, oh. I got this, so I got this.
Hmm.
That is my drive. But when I now start seeing that my husband was building houses in Nigeria, even without my knowledge, and I get paid every month. It takes 60% of my income.
What do you
And
mean take? How does it take it?
okay, this is it. When you work in a company, you have a pay plus where you do your payment and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
every month, my husband he earns like 50 times what I'm earning. So when I come from work in the month and it's gonna sit me down. Okay, bring up your this thing. How much did you earn for this month? Okay, calculation. Okay, you earn 5,000.
Now they
Okay,
do
60.
maths. Now we they do maths
No,
class.
exactly. Okay, 60%
Oh
of
my
your
God.
income. Oh yeah,
Eh?
send it to my account. I'm telling you, what
Really?
what this is no joke, real.
Eh?
So what he does with it, I don't ask questions, nothing. I dare not ask
You just
questions.
submit it in all humility.
No, I have to put it down. And I was doing it with joy, the belief I have a house I'm living, everything is going fine. But the day they brought divorce for me, he never believed I'll be able to get money to afford a lawyer because where I won't get the money from, 60% don't come off from my pay. The remaining 40%, how I go to the work, how I send money to my mom, how I even wear clothes, how I take care of myself and my kids, that's on the 40%.
Hmm.
Yeah. But when God, that's why I said when it is time. Sometimes that's why when some people say, God is against divorce. Not lie. Sometimes divorce is even your breakthrough.
It be like the way you sound is like you didn't know the divorce was going to happen. Not
Ah,
surprise.
it's a surprise.
They shockalize you.
It's a shockalizing thing. Oh.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you, right?
No, no.
Mhm.
Even myself, I'm
But some people
laughing.
they accuse me of this laugh, say I they laugh people, but
No,
Obodo
no,
fam no.
you're not. Honestly,
Mhm.
I'm really. It's even me myself. I'm laughing.
We
But
have sometimes we have to, and when you see some things, when won't cry, you gotta laugh. That's the only thing you
it's
can do. It's
that's
either
that's
you laugh or
just
you cry.
that's just the good thing. I don't even have to cry because obviously I have cried. They cried even during the marriage,
Hmm.
so I've seen it coming.
Hmm.
But I never knew it's going to be this way. you know so that thing just tell me that unnecessary spending, all this giving to Nigeria, all this start saving. I was not saving secretly. Oh, when I saw
Mm-hmm.
that they are doing things
Mm-hmm.
secretly behind my back,
Mm-hmm.
man, I swear to God Almighty, it was
Mm-hmm.
the money I saved that is
That
making me to
saved
be able
you.
to talk now. Oh.
It's the money you saved that saved you.
Yes,
Hey,
it
that's a
is.
word for us tonight. The money you
The
saved
money I saved
is what
was
saved
what
you.
saved me. Yes.
Okay.
So that is why when if like I said, if you're in a good marriage with a good man, that is transparent. Of course, yes. Transparency is the key in everything. But those red flags are there. When you see your man always going to Nigeria every 2 2 seconds, building this, building that, I beg the documents, your name, they take build down.
Hmm.
In my own case, my own self build in Nigeria, all those things, all the property we have, my name is not there. But thank God we're in the obodo that they don't even care about which name or no name, as long as everything was done in the marriage.
Yeah.
But that is not even the bone of contention here. Before we get to that stage, how are you able to afford a lawyer? How are you
Hmm.
able to fight for your children? How are you able to stay sane? It is through that
Hmm.
savings that you
Hmm.
get that will build your confidence for you to be able to fight whatever fight you need to fight.
Hmm.
So the whole story here is that first of all, think of your own self.
You are
Think
talking to
of
that woman directly now, maybe. You are just
yes.
talking to her because she's watching. I told her, I say, come and watch, oh. Because
It's
you say, hey, how will I do it? Hey, say, Auntie B,
man,
how
it
can I
is
invest?
how
How
it is
can I
how will
save?
I
But if I
this
tell him we'll take the money, somebody that took your down payment to go and do a bloody birthday party for a mother that's about to enter grand.
you
To
can
go,
imagine.
what is that?
You can
Birthday
imagine.
party that she never did all her life. Now you want to go and call the whole Aradugbo for them to
Even
come
the
and eat
I'm
rice.
very sure the
You will
wife,
call musician and carry canopy.
maybe the man did not even do the birthday party for his wife self that is in his house. All the
That's
wives
to
she has
tell
been
me,
living there.
pay. I know this man, Abba. Even
So
if you want to celebrate your mother, do you have to do birthday party that is so elaborate with so much money? At the who are you trying to impress?
Abby, they do the show off thing now.
Ah,
So my sister, back there's still
I
time.
alone.
Build
Somebody said you should
yourself.
come back. Or they say, can this lady come back and tell her sorry?
I
Please, this
will.
is positive mindset.
I will. Oh my goodness. I
Shoni
will.
number me. Do you have my number?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm going to share it with you, please,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that you can, contact me because I like even the way you are talking about it. The way you are talking about it, you are talking with peace in your heart. I can
Oh
feel it.
goodness.
I don't need to see you to feel it.
In fact,
Mm,
most people around me, when they see me, they were like, "Oh my God!" They don't even believe that I'm just newly divorced. I was like, "I, it's just God's time,
hmm,
so I don't have to fight it." It was the
hmm.
17 years of marriage with 3 beautiful babies, and my daughter looked at me, and mommy, I'm so proud of you.
Oh,
You know,
hi. Maybe you want me to cry now. Why are you doing this now? Eh? This is the first time you are calling this show and you want me to cry. Chai.
please
For
don't
your
cry, man.
child to
I
say
just,
something like that.
she said it to me, and I looked at her. I was like, God, thank you. You know,
Oh.
like I said, because like I said, everything about my life with my ex was all around him.
Hmm.
It has to be successful. I can be working and give it to him. Let him flaunt the show. You know, my husband good, I good. Now, you
Hmm.
know, it has to be that African mentality now. Woman can be working, be tying one rapper, make my husband they drive Mercedes.
Make my
And
husband they shine.
yes, na me shine.
Hmm.
You know, but when it now become a case of like, goodness, it was terrible. But I was still putting up with it because being the Yoruba Christian girl that I am now, well, it
Yoruba
go
women, who give una love? What when I've learned this love, I beg. Because this love una, some of una they get.
better. It go better, it go better. My
Yoruba women
sister, when
sabi
the whole
love.
thing happen, they collect motor from my hand. They collect everything from my hand. I say, waiting, beg you go sit down.
He
Now
find another one for Naija.
Range Rover I go buy. Cash down.
Hey, hey, you're speaking. Whoa, maybe you have to
And
come back.
it was
Mm-mm.
from the savings.
That same savings.
I'm telling you.
Lóòótọ́.
Toto,
Jésù Kristi
not
ọmọ tó
cannot
lọ́gbọ́n.
yo. Me
Ọmọ tó
love
gbọ́n.
san díẹ̀. Cash
Eh?
down ni. And he oh
Jesus.
shock, but the guy was shocked that so this guy could do this. My ex was shocked. He saw it. He said no, there must be a man somewhere. I was like, look at the only man somewhere is God because he reset my brain. And I
Wow.
was watching. That's why I said your show, a lot of things. It's just that when you watch this show, sit down and rethink and reset yourself. A lot of people's story is a lesson. We learn and unlearn every day. So when you hear what people go through, it's good for you today. No mean say you know go call off it tomorrow. But how do you prepare yourself towards that time so that you don't fall into the ditch?
Even if it doesn't happen, securing your
It's
future and the
secure.
children. Yeah.
Exactly. So my sister, I'm still gonna tell you there's God. But God will not come down and do it for you. You still need to do some work for yourself. Work on yourself.
Absolutely.
Love
Absolutely.
yourself. And if there are things that you need to cut off, see, you said that cut, I make it very clear. Cut off. Sister, oh, brother, oh, cousin, oh, they will call you names, oh, they will keep malice, they will put you on Guinness Book of Record. Be ready for the battle.
Kokwaye.
Kokwaye, oh. Thank God for
Kokwaye.
blocking section on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Block every blockables. In fact, you need that space. Block them. Let the space be free so that you can focus more on yourself and your kids. That is the only breakthrough you need right now. And save out of the Ojuaye from seeing it. Because when they see it, they go cajole you, collect them for your hand. Oh.
Nasa. Take my number, it's on the screen. Maybe. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I really, really appreciate you. You were fighting to come. I saw your messages on the private chats. You're amazing. You made us laugh. You don't have I can't see any anger or bitterness in your heart. And I love that. When people are when whatever happens, I don't know the backstory, and I'm not, making any pronouncement on judgment. But the fact that you speak with so much joy, I love the fact that you spoke with so much joy. Maybe take my number, please. You have to come and share your story. Oh, but the fam, they are calling for you. They are saying you gotta come. You gotta come. Chai! This is a woman. Eh? Yoruba woman will get sense. Okay, we are making progress. She said she learned a lot from Bodo Farm. People will say, Auntie B is advising women to leave their husband. No, I'm not, though. Please. I'm not. Everybody has their journey. The only thing I detest is abuse. If you say I'm advising women to leave their husband, I'm advising them to leave abuse, whatever kind of abuse. That one, I don't agree. But if your relationship is healthy, everything balanced, like this lady that came tonight said, my husband is a good man. The only problem is that he sold out to his family. He can't say no. Then we need to reset and try to encourage that brother to know that, you know, please, you need to pull back. You can't save anybody. Junior said it. You can't save them. You can't. They will drown you. You can't. Thank you so much, Maybe. My number is on the screen. Take it down and please reach out to me. God bless you. I love you. Okay, Liz, we're ending now. 3 minutes. Unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I do. Where are you joining us from?
From Northampton, the UK.
Northampton. Welcome. I
Thank
have
you.
some business in Northampton.
Okay, no problem. You're welcome
Welcome.
anytime.
Okay.
Right, people have said quite a lot, and I just wanted to share two main, experiences. One of my uncle and one for myself. I come from a very, very big family, very large family. Okay. And one of my uncles, my mom's younger brother, he trained virtually every one of his brother's children. He was a railway worker in Kano. He was sending, I'm from the south, from Ogun State. So he was sending money to the brother. When he got to middle age, he started thinking of retirement and he was sending money to the brother to build, his home for him. He was sending this brother's children to school, he sent them to college and so on and so forth. But you wouldn't believe that when my uncle retired, I was in secondary school as well. We all would gather in his house because I went to school in the north. We gathered to, in his house and we had fun. We had fun. But when he retired, the shocking thing is that no building was waiting for him in his hometown. No building.
I could have told you before you finished the story, but I wanted you to finish.
Yeah. So, and to be honest, he was so disappointed, but the kind of man that he was, he couldn't fight his brother. So the brother managed to give him one room, just one room in the building that he built using this man's money. And this my uncle had about 6 children and the wife. So eventually, to cut the story short, that was what sent him to his, early grave, because he could not cope. And then coming back to myself, I have a brother, even though we are only four siblings in my, of my mom. I have other siblings from my dad, but our eldest brother had 10 children. And because I lived with him, I see his children as my younger sisters. There are 7 of them. And then he had 3 other ones. When I came here, I was doing everything. By November, the box for Christmas was sent home to my brother and the children. It would be my November salary that I will start using for my own children. But the shocking thing, I will tell you, and I just wanted to tell this story so that this sister will be listening and watch out for herself. What I was doing was even part of what broke my marriage, because my family was number one. My children and I were not number one. My family was number one. And until I satisfied my family, I won't start to think about buying things for myself and my children. Here, unfortunately, when my first daughter was getting married in 2004, my brother was the first person I informed, and his wife. But guess what? Until the marriage was over and everything, there was no single call to even say, how's the preparation going? And that was an eye-opener for me. It was an eye-opener. My ex-husband said, oh, okay. So there we go.
Yeah.
So where is your family that you've been, my cousins, some of my cousins came from Nigeria and so on. No single message from my own immediate siblings. My younger sibling that was here did not come to Northampton, from London to Northampton, to attend the wedding. So, I just wanted her to learn from this, because at the end of the day, the Bible says, love your neighbor as
As
yourself,
yourself, not
not
more than
love
yourself.
your neighbor more than yourself.
God bless you. I say it
You've
all the
got to
time.
think about it. Our people have entitlement, mentality. That
Oh
is
yeah.
sure.
They
But
will
you
never
need
stop
to,
taking.
absolutely, you need to, size yourself up and put them in the right position. And to be honest, in the last 18 years, because my first daughter got married 2004, and that since that time, I gradually, you know, reassess my priorities.
Hmm.
It's very, very important, because at the end of the day, if anything happens, it will be you and your children.
Of course. Of course.
So please, 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 sister, consider that. And what happens if this man, maybe an accident happened and so on, and is not able to work or something like that? The burden will be on you.
This woman, she says she earns half of what he is earning.
Yeah,
But she
but
can
because
say,
she's doing it, and this is exactly what I was doing in my marriage.
yeah, you are saving
And
more.
when a woman
And he
takes a
was just
man's
spending
responsibility,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, when you take a man's responsibility, all they do is relax, and they will use their money for whatever they like. My ex-husband will use his money, for other people. We use his money for the girls out there and so on. When it comes to looking after the children, he will tell you he doesn't have, because he knew that I will have
You
to.
will
I won't leave
provide
my
it.
children.
Yes.
I will have
Mm-hmm.
to.
Mm-hmm.
So please, please, please. Obviously, we thank God that I'm very, very hardworking. The Lord has blessed me and so on. So I was able to patch things up. But what happens if it was the other way around? So
Mm-hmm.
please do not take another man's responsibility. Do not take your husband's responsibility. Let him take his responsibility.
Yeah,
And there is
absolutely.
nothing wrong in you having an investment.
Mm-hmm.
You should not be guilty about it, because you've already explained to him, and he's not, wanting any investment. He doesn't
Yeah.
want to work with you. Please
Mm-hmm.
work with yourself for the sake of your children. It's very, very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So may the Lord help us.
Amen.
Please, please,
Thank you.
please, just, those points, put them on your left hand so that you won't eat with it, as Yoruba people will say.
Ma fi jẹun o. Thank you
Absolutely.
so
Thank you
much,
so
Sister
much,
Lily.
Auntie B.
I
God bless you
appreciate
for all
you.
what you are doing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It is well with you. Thank you for sharing. Please. Hey. You see, this show tonight, and you see the funny thing, this was not even a planned show. I just jumped on it. But look at the wisdom, the real life experiences. Look at what Liz just told us. Eh? Sending money. My brother will build house for me. Ah! You see, we talked one time about what they call, medically, they know it now as a broken heart syndrome. It's not going to be your portion, no. When you send all your investment and life savings and everything for somebody, a miserable somebody to come and be building for you, and you find out that they built for themselves. We see a lot of it on Hollywood. May God not allow you to buy because of broken heart syndrome. Don't put your trust on extended family. Your family is your spouse and your children. Yes, in Africa we have extended family, but your first family is your spouse. Please, imagine me. Well, I'm using the word spouse because another man is can either be man or woman. Your spouse and your children are your immediate family. So when you say family, and some African men think when they say family, that is their mother, father, and cousins. So your wife and children are your enemies, Abby. Ah, okay. Oh, it is well. Natu, hi, sweetie. How are you?
Hi, Auntie B. This show, you made this
Welcome.
show for me today. Oh.
Oh, you see,
Let me,
when I saw your comment, it broke me.
Auntie B, let me tell you something. 13 years in America. I never buy house, even for the America.
It's
30
okay.
years.
It doesn't matter.
No,
It's
no, no. I'm
okay.
just explaining to you how I've been. When JR started talking, when we were saying we're taking notes, we're like
Yes.
really taking notes.
Yes.
Because this thing started from my dad. My dad too is a people pleaser.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy from London to America to Nigeria till he cry, all his family, did they marry and a cow will they buy, give you for your wedding. Make you keep. When the guys
Hmm.
talk to the work, money no they show. Nobody they show inside now. This guy was in the hospital, he was sick. They were calling us in America to ask us for money for medicine. People
Hmm.
wait now we pay on our school fees.
Hmm.
That was after this man cried last year. That was where I learned my lesson.
Hmm.
My husband fight with me, I know here. And to be at they borrow against my salary to pay people needs before salary come and go pay
Don't
am. So I dey
ever,
collect salary.
no
Yes.
ever do that thing, Natu. No, nobody should ever go and borrow
No,
money
now
because you
they
want
tell
to
you, I
send money
say
to.
this year,
Wait, hold on, hold
my
on.
brain reset so that they get money for savings.
Natu, hold on, my darling. Hold on. See, we get 1,122 people watching. And they tell you now categorically now. Except they, because some of them believe in juju. You say na juju, a dini. They will use something hook you, whatever. Never ever go and borrow money that you don't have because you want to help somebody else. Don't. Don't do that. It don't make sense. That's why Junior was saying we need to ask people why you came abroad. Because if you came abroad because you want to improve yourself, you want to break the poverty circle, you want to a better life for yourself and your children and your immediate family and extended family, whatever, then you need to look at Oyibo people and learn. Oyibo person. How you go borrow money when you no get to send? I don't understand. Me, I know say once upon a time I was I was pleasing people, but I never borrowed money to go and send. To go and send to anybody. You know reach that level. Not to my darling. Go on.
And to be so this year, so one of my aunties that was always calling me to beg me for school fees for her daughter was the same person that we heard. She went to say that, look at us now. We're in America. We didn't finish our father's house till he cried. He was
Mm-hmm.
living in a house that is not completed. That woman, oh. So
Mm-hmm.
this year I borrowed myself since. And Tibi, if you ask me, I'll say I don't have. And then I realized that if I say I don't have, I'll still go to bed and sleep well. I say, so this
Why
thing
you
they
not go
work.
sleep? Why you not go sleep?
I don't believe it. I'm like, what? So that was where I learned my lesson to be. Like I could even check my account and see money in my savings. Before every time my account is in overdraft.
Hmm.
Every time.
Hmm.
Every time.
Somebody said Kate says that she borrowed money from bank to build house in Nigeria. Okay. Is it Kate? I don't understand. Was that for your parents or for what?
Hi
What
everyone.
was the house for?
Hi.
Hi. Hi, how you doing?
Not to my darling. Okay.
Yes, and today.
I hear you.
So
I hear
that was how I
you.
learned my lesson. Oh,
Yeah,
and
you
thank
learned.
God. I'm baptized. I'm born again now.
You you are you've been delivered.
I have been delivered and I'm
And
taking
said
notes
you and you could
From
block.
Genius message. I'm
Yeah,
taking notes
Junior
from
said learn to block. Junior is ruthless. He don't care.
and
I like
today
him.
I'm not even blocking it. I'll be seeing the message and the call and I'll not answer.
No, me, I block. Oh. I sent
I'll
fifty
not
thousand
answer.
sha, but I block.
Hi.
Thank you, my darling Natu. I appreciate you. It is well with you. Don't worry. We will rejoice with you on this platform. Definitely. Don't worry. God will show up. All those that mocked you, that your sister-in-law. mm, You are paying house rent for her not to be homeless. And she's mocking you because of infertility. Ah, yeah. It's maybe it's the same God that visited Sarah and Abraham. Don't worry, my dear. It will come, it will show up for you. That's your prayer point now. Take it to God. Don't worry. It will show up for you. Thank you so much. I see maybe you're at work, so there was a lot of yeah. But let's end the show now because I've done almost 2 hours. Because this story, we cannot exhaust it. But like I said, I have another person. This one talk say, Auntie B, I don't ready to cut talk story now because the marriage don't kuku end. Is exactly the same thing. I want my husband to prosper. I want my immediate family to prosper, but my husband only cares about so-called family. He doesn't care about me, his wife, and the children. He cares about why do African men, why Nigerian men they think say na their mama, papa, and cousin and na be their family, say their wife and children. No, I don't understand it. Temidi, maybe you can help me. Welcome.
Generational wahala. Black tax. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, my darling, welcome.
It's thank you. I'll keep it brief because I know you have to go. That black tax is real. My mother, God bless her, is trying to break it because she said she realized that she inherited black tax from her parents, and now it's being pushed onto us, her children, and she's trying to break it, and we are breaking it by the grace of God because,
Amen.
I cannot. I recently
It's too
sent.
much.
It's too
You
much.
cannot
No,
deal.
no. When you even have bills set and you have accounting, you will know. They said a lot. Someone needs lunch. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I respectfully decline. I will not be able to assist in this one. May God be with them. The Lord shall provide all our needs. That was
Amen. I
literally
love that.
my response, and it
You're
was
giving me a
silence.
line now. The Lord shall provide all
Provide
our
all our
needs.
needs. I
I
know He
love
would
that.
do it. What God cannot do does not
Does
what
not exist.
exist.
You see,
Yeah,
let's all
yeah.
trust God. Why are you trusting
This
me? I'm only a
this is
human
what
being.
that is what that line was for.
Oh my
Not
God.
stay in it to work on the same way you they pray, when they fast, when they give your pastor all your money, no problem. The Lord will provide all your needs. What you cannot do does not exist. Don't worry. It shall be well with you. Me, self, I'm looking for who will help me. Any benefactor that you have, let me even know, self. No. Like, yeah, they call me tout, my family. I'm a tout. Because I speak and say, no, we're not doing that. Or, contribute for homepreneur. I don't have a problem with it. But when it becomes you guys are not even contributing, you're waiting for us who are distant to the person who has passed on to send money. Then you send our money as the family money. How does
Yeah.
it make any sense? So those little things what made me say, nah, no, I'm done with this stuff. But to go to the lady's issue to help, I'm sure what she wants is practical, actual action plan. So one thing I would say is for sure they need counseling, no doubt about it. They need to find somebody that he respects enough for them to do counseling with about this issue, who has experience in these matters. But aside from that, one of the things I recommend is having a household budget where you actually know what's coming in and what's coming out. He may not realize how bad what he's doing is. You might say, what do you mean? Some people don't realize how much they spend in their home on a daily basis or external people. I had a friend who had this problem and it was not working. I pay for this, you pay for this, it's not working. They had no savings, she was miserable. So I sat her down, I gave her some tools I have. It's free, I can send it to you on WhatsApp. And you can forward it to her for her use if she wants to use it.
Yeah.
To say,
Yeah.
list all what is coming in and what's going out and see how much you should ideally have left to save, invest, and etc. Then she should now do forensic accounting and go and make a list of the ones that she knows, because I can guarantee you it's not all the money that he sends that he's aware of. I hope she knows that. She doesn't know all of it. She knows some, but I'm sure it's worse than she thinks. Of what she knows, make a list of how much over this last year they have sent to Nigeria. And the last 2, 3, 4, 5, as far back as she can reasonably go, to show him how much collectively they have
They have
spent.
sent.
When you see that number in your face, it's a
You go
wake-up call
shock. You
for
go shock
yes,
capitalize.
it's a wake-up call for some people. And then I take it a step further and say, opportunity cost. If you had taken this same money, invested it in something guaranteed, or even something reasonable, whatever, this is how much that money would have been today. So look at that is truly the real cost of what you have sent. Not only the amount you sent, but what you could have gained from the amount that you sent. That, my friend, was enough for the husband to say, what's good? He changed for everybody. When he realized how much he was really spending and how he was robbing Peter to pay Paul, it really made him adjust his behavior. Hopefully, in her case, that will be enough. But if it's not enough, the counseling can be on top of that. And worst case scenario, she still needs to then do it on her own, in the sense that it's not hiding, it's not secrecy, is everybody has a responsibility to ensure the future of the home. So if
Yeah.
your husband is deciding to send money and do all this stuff, and he's not interested, or his strong suit is not the saving or investment, then let that be your strong suit. You're doing it for your family, so you're not hiding. It's not secrecy. It's not behind his back. It's for his benefits.
Yeah.
So she should look at it from that point of view. I think for her, because she's a very open person, she's finding it difficult to
Yeah.
do something without his knowledge.
Without his approval.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So for long as it's for the children, whether it be education savings fund, retirement savings, all of the above, whatever. Find a vehicle that works, that is reasonable, that you understand. Don't go and put your money what you don't know and lose your money either. But do that and let that be what she would do until the time he's able to come around and adjust his behavior. Because if you have a gambling spouse that keeps gambling all your money, are you going to drop all your money and give them all the access? No. You have to put away some stuff from them, so that way they don't harm themselves or the family. So that's what I would recommend, at least for now. It's been somewhat 17, 18 years. It's going to be hard for him to change overnight. So again, like you,
he feels
it's hard.
a deep sense of responsibility towards his larger family. Let me call it that way. He feels a deep sense of responsibility to his larger family. He needs to train his brother's 11 children and all the other siblings' children, pay their rent, send them money for food, send money for house, whatever, house rent. It's too much. Like Junior said, you can't. You're going to drown. You cannot do it. I know you want to help, but think about your wife, your husband, your children first. Thank you so much, Nideji. Please send me that, what you were talking about now. You know, a lot of people can relate to this. We got 1,122 people. Are you liking this conversation? If you are here and you are not liking it, you are doing us a great disservice. Okay? Give us a thumbs up. And this is my final, this is what I have to say finally on this matter. Yeah? Is what I have to say. I have to say this to you guys going forward. We are all diasporans, though. At least majority of us. Not everybody here is diasporan, but majority of us are diasporans. And we all know the expectation is not easy. When you are coming abroad, everybody expects you to be everything. They don't understand. But you got to look after yourself. Like, one of the callers said, the Bible never says love your neighbor more than yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. But some people are not loving themselves at all. They're only loving other people. So we need to learn. And it's both men and women. Tonight's show, we're talking about a woman who loves her husband, honors her husband, respects her husband, wants the best for her husband. But her siblings, or the sibling-in-laws, no, they don't want that. They want to ruin their marriage. So I hope she's learned what we're saying. So this is my final talk about this. Protect them, oh. Protect them. If they are working with you, they love you, they are protective of you, they're building with you, you are doing life together, you got kids together, you're building together. Again, I say, understanding and managing yourselves. Please protect them. Protect them from frenemies, protect them from extended family, including your own family, if they want to tear you apart. Because if that relationship or marriage breaks, those people that were pushing you, they go laugh you. They go laugh you. Your spouse is the number one person in your life. Your spouse is you. If you have a good spouse, protect them, oh. Protect them. If they are working with you, they love you, they are protective of you, they're building with you, you are doing life together, you got kids together, you're building together. Again, I say, understanding and managing yourselves. Please protect them. Protect them from frenemies, protect them from extended family, including your own family, if they want to tear you apart. Because if that relationship or marriage breaks, those people that were pushing you, they go laugh you. They go laugh you. Your spouse is the number one person in your life. Your spouse is you. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. This is it. That's my final word. Your spouse is you. And it goes back to what I was saying about, the young man's comment I read. If he's watching, please learn this. Your spouse is you. You need to, as a man, the head of the family, the Olori Ebi or whatever, as Nigerians, we know how our culture is. The man is the head, right? You've come to America now. I'm trying to save you from eating breakfast in a few years that you'll be running up and down looking for YouTube channels and Instagram channel that you come and say, my wife kicked me out. Your wife, your spouse is you. Your spouse is you. Your spouse is not an extended person that you say, wives come and go. Husband too can come and go. But you should come to a place where you are committed to developing and nurturing your marriage, where they don't have to come and go. A lot of people, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see how people were putting comments. Somebody said, I kicked my wife out because she was disrespectful to my husband, to my mother. I said, it's because you're in Nigeria, bro. That's why you can say boldly, she's begging now, but I'm not taking her back. I say, if you come abroad, she's the one that will kick you out because you have kids. So, as a matured man, what you're supposed to do is to come to a place of resolution. Okay, my wife, I'm not saying women should disrespect their mother-in-laws or siblings-in-law. Don't. But let there be boundaries. Kicking your wife out and the way you even made the comment made me. I already know that you take the side of your family or whatever you call them. Your wife is an outsider. Stop seeing your wife as an outsider. She's not. Protect your wife. If she's a good woman, especially, let her know that this is my mother. These are my siblings. I love them. Anything you want to give to them, talk to your wife first. Stop sending money and hiding money to send, and you expect her to be paying all the bills. Look, this is my sister, if you are listening. You see the reason why your husband is able to send all that money to Nigeria is because you are paying all the bills here. If you stop, he will pay. Because we know how much energy bill is now this year with all these things that's happening in Ukraine. So if you stop picking up all this, you are picking up the pieces, which is not a bad thing ordinarily, but you are enabling that behavior. If he knows that, oh, I'm going to pay the mortgage, I'll pay the bills, then he will sit up. Sometimes you need to be dying scar, what also people call dying scar, to make him realize that, okay, you're not going to be young forever. Ogbeni, stop investing on me and my children. This is your family. I don't know how we are going to have that discussion or conversation to allow men to know that your husband, your spouse is your first family. But we're going to keep talking about it. Like I said, I have another woman that is coming. It's next week. So keep your notification on. Your wife is not a stranger. Oh. Some Nigerian men see their wives as strangers. No, they are not. If you have a good one, especially, and I'm not saying that all women are angels. I know some women, they misbehave. But as a man, set the boundaries. This is my mother, respect her. You don't disrespect my mother. I'm a woman. I don't want any my daughter-in-law to. In fact, the kind of mother-in-law I am, self, nobody can. Oh, be you want that? You want to come and disrespect me? No, because I will never disrespect myself. Disrespect start from when I will come to your house and stay for 6 months. For where? I don't travel finish. You know how many travel day my calendar? When I come sit down for your house. I beg you. So, yeah. We are appealing to men. You are the head of the family, you are the husband, you are the leader. Set the tone. Tell your wife, I love my mother, respect my mother. Tell your mother, this is my house. My wife is the one that owns my kitchen. My wife is, this is not your house. You can't come here and come and start calling the shots. And all this plenty money sending to Africa. They are carrying all your children inheritance to go to Africa. Ah, okay. Oh. Allah to Sheyi, oh Mama to Sharai. It is well. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. We got 1,013 people now. Give us a thumbs up. It is well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll see you very, very, very soon. Okay? We have a visit this weekend. We are going on a visit. We are going to, how many people remember Amina? We are going to hug Amina this weekend. So, yeah. Give us a thumbs up. Watch, share, subscribe if you haven't done so. And I will see you soon. Bye, guys. I love you. Bye.